All right, is this enough light or?
Oh yeah, you look great, buddy. You look great. Looking trim.
Rocking my Will Wade shirt today.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh yeah, big day for him making the tournament.
First,
tell me on. I know we kind of been playing tag on this thing for a few months.
Yeah, a little bit. First, it was like me and you going back and forth. Then it was Frankie. Getting in.
Yeah, it's tough with schedules. Honestly,
oh, for sure. You're a busy dude.
Not being football season makes it a lot easier.
Dude, I'm just glad you didn't cancel on us for a poker tournament. That's all.
Midweek tournaments are on the weekend usually.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barstool Breakdown. Today is Saturday, March 16th, and we got a great show for you today. Bringing back the segments. We got the top three, the Barstool Beast, the Least, the Beef, the Comment of the Week, and we got a great interview today with Ben Mintz himself. So let's get it.
Get sturdy as fuck. This is it.
I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights,
All right, welcome to Barstool Breakdown. I'm Frankie, here with my co-host Jonathan. How we doing, brother?
Great as always. It's been a great week. We're recording midday on a Friday, so we're missing out on the Yak WWE, going on.
Happening right now.
Yeah, so far I've seen Brandon Walker kick Mook's ass, but it's been a great week, and it's beautiful weather outside. We got some rain over here in Ohio this weekend, but it's beautiful outside. It's a great week in Barstool. We got a great interview coming up, so nothing to complain about on my end.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It's been a couple weeks since we've done our segments. We kind of recorded them and then didn't put them out for a little bit there. So it'd be nice to get these back out. Hopefully the people like it.
Clip champ. Fuck you, clip
seriously.
champ.
Seriously.
Yeah. We had a full breakdown, but honestly, it worked out because it would have been a longer episode. So it's okay. Whatever. It works out.
Well, again, we appreciate all you guys listening. We're I think we're over 5K now with Nikki. If we're not yet, we're close. It's just been awesome.
6.
So
yeah, like and subscribe. We got 6,000 views almost on Clicky, 7,000 on Brandon Walker, but subscribers are like 650 range right now. So let's juice those numbers for the boys for another great interview, please. The more subs and likes we get and comments and interaction, that only makes the next person want to come on learn a little bit about them too. So yeah, we appreciate the support though.
No doubt. All right. Well, since it's been a couple weeks since we've done our top three, I think, we can kind of do a mixture if you want to. I did just grab a couple things that were from this week specifically, but they also had to do with things that have happened in the past. So I started off with just Billy's Last Chance Uganda. I shouldn't say Billy and Donnie, because Donnie is also a star in that. But dude, Billy Football is so in his element with that show. It's incredible.
Yeah, in his element is one way to put it. I mean, he thinks he's coaching. So it was one of mine too. He's right on that line. If he cares so damn much, you're rooting for this guy to Billy,
chill out.
Get it together, bro. You care too fucking much. What's going on here, buddy? You gotta relax because I mean he's fucking sobbing in the backseat. I gave him everything I had type shit. On?
I'm chill with that. I like him sobbing, being all passionate for that. I don't like if he was crying for losing the Barstool Combine. So that's why he got the Least of the Week from me last week. I don't even think it came out. But that was, compared to the Combine, I felt like this was just a way better showing for Billy.
Right. And I don't want to sound like a hater or anything. He does care and he's giving it his all over there. So it makes sense. He's showing his he's passionate for it. He thinks he's actually making a change over there, which he probably is. Him and Donnie did a great job. Those guys they seem to love having him around. In the first few episodes, they were saying, "Oh, we love Coach Billy. He's taught us so much." So that shit's cool. But the breakdown at the end is insane, and the accent through the whole thing, the accent, we gonna beat Uganda. What the fuck is going on?
Way to drive your feet, my friend.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know why I just became Indian Billy there for a second. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, you code switch to code switch. It's tough.
Yeah, I just went Maresh. Shout out Maresh. But yeah, it was a little much with the speeches. I thought that's what I thought was funny as hell. I felt like
Yeah, he
not
was
just Billy, but like
overkill on it.
Donnie was always giving the speeches, like, you know, like we're gonna kill the rhinos because we're generals, and da-da-da. And then the other guy, the dude that like spoke great English, that played football with Donnie in China, that dude, his speeches, I was just dying. He was like, it was like he just Googled like, what should I say to a football team, and he
Yeah,
was
he
just
looked up.
saying those things over and over and over.
He looked up motivational quotes and then
Yeah.
watch an episode of Friday Night Lights and Coach Eric Taylor, and he's like, I got this. Full eye,
Yeah.
full heart with clear eyes, full heart, whatever, can't lose, whatever.
Yeah.
He was totally in that vibes. But I mean, it fired the guys up to go out there and hang a couple L's. But no, that I'm kidding. That whole thing, that whole series was phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You cannot lose unless you accept to lose.
I also
Just
think
like
that
the things he
some
said
of
were so cliche.
right, but I think that some of those speeches could be like set up for the cinematography of it all.
Oh, yeah,
like,
probably.
MA is probably behind the scenes, like, let's get the guys going, let's get a good
Right,
shot.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was just crushing those like mid-game and stuff. He would just be like, "Get together," and like they do a whole speech again. He was great though. I'm not hating on him. I thought it was it was a little much, but it was great. I love someone trying to take the reins like that. So I know you said that that was on your list, but give me another one of yours then.
Well, no, I mean you can take it. I got one backup. I'll throw the backup out there. I mean it's Arch Madness. Feet the streets. Jersey Jerry on his throne, looking at some, anywhere from size. What was it? The little one, that 5.5, was it AJ or whatever, or RJ? It's LB. He loved LB's feet.
I didn't really watch.
LB.
I'm not. I
Yeah,
can't
no, it
take
was
feet.
so from 5.5 all the way up to Big Cat size, because Big Cat duped him and made a legendary clip.
I
out of
don't
that.
get how still.
I mean, he had his feet look good,
Dude,
Yeah.
he's got to wear a size like
good.
14, dude.
Plus,
Straight up.
It was so smart of them to go up with Max at first, just to be like, haha,
Yeah.
like, good prank. Like, okay, Max, get out of here. He said
No, that
Max
was
and Big
perfect.
Cat, actually, but Carlita, she stole the hearts of America there for, in the night hours. And I was sad to see her go, but that whole stream was awesome. Jerry After Dark strikes again with another, great stream, great clips that come from it. Yeah, they're crushing it. And yeah, it was cracking me up how sincere Jerry was about it too. So
yeah, that was, I think, one of the biggest comments. Like I said, I didn't really watch it, so I'm not going to say too much on it. I watched the clips just because, Viva puts out some great clips. But it seemed like most people were like thinking the funniest part of it was that he was taking it like so seriously. Like he was just like, I don't know,
absolutely.
like, this, given the different like breakdowns and stuff. Like I said, I didn't see it, but just hearing that stuff was really hilarious.
No, this is Arch, bro. I respect it. This is Arch, and I appreciate him for bringing it to me, because I didn't realize it was Arch, but it's Arch.
I am Arch. I want him to say that this time.
No, that should be Carlita's catchphrase. I am Arch.
Right.
Yeah. Look at
But
this.
she didn't have any Arch, right?
I'm sorry.
That
Look
was one
at
of the
this Arch.
problems. Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, so the next thing I had on here was, I think, like I said, it brings it back a couple of weeks even. It's just Clemmer versus Dave, just the ongoing Clemmer versus Dave. I think that's actually going to be talked about later in another segment too for me. But I mean, it's just been crazy. I just feel like I'm a Dave guy, so it's tough, especially since Clemmer's friend of the program. But like, I think Dave's right here. I hate to say it. I know people are like Team Clemmer and all this stuff, but it's like Clemmer left the room. I don't care about if he made it or not. I'm not even worried about that. Like, they're all fighting on that stuff. But his arguments, I feel like, were just not, I don't know, they weren't backed up enough for me. Like, I know Dave kept playing the clip and everyone's like, oh, the clip. Dave's just going to the clip. It's not even good. It was a good point. You know what I mean? He said there's a rudderless ship, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we could do whatever we want. And it's like, that kind of means that there's a rudderless ship if you can do whatever you want, but then you got to get good content with it. So I don't know. I just feel like that whole thing's crazy.
It is crazy, but it shows that fire Clemmer has again. But I think Clemmer was doing a poor job of explaining it. He was making it seem like Dave was telling people not to make content, and he was doing a poor job referring that specifically to coming out of solitary confinement. Right. When he came out, like none of the cameras were around the door and stuff, and that's because those fucking idiots were already at the door, fucking it up in the first place. If Clemmer doesn't see him, Dave has more, a weaker leg to stand on about him leaving the room. Like if he doesn't see a camera lens and a door shut, the argument really isn't as bad in Clemmer's thing. But
Yeah, but that's the thing. Clemmer said it multiple
Those-
times. Sorry, but he said that if he didn't see that, he would have left. He kept saying, he said it on the Yak, and then he said it on the Unnamed show too. So it's like, I don't know how he doesn't think
Right. So
he broke it.
then I guess it counts. Yeah. If he doesn't see it, he would have left. So he was leaving. Like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of stand on that side too. But like I said, I think he's doing a poor job explaining it. And Dave did kind of scare those guys off of the initial reaction.
Yeah.
When Clemmer comes out, no one had a camera on him. We all kind of wanted the camera on him, like live shot, ready to go. Like even the Yak was a little confused. But you know, it is what it is. They fucked with Dave's project. Like that was a huge fuck up by Gia Keegs and who was it? Ken Jack? Yeah,
Yep.
dropping the bowling ball. Yeah, but yeah, major L for Gia showing the stream. But the rudderless ship comment, it's a fucking cop out. It's a cop out. Like he's saying, he's like, you know, everyone over here is scared to make content. Like on the KFC clip. No, fuck no, man. Like
Dude, saying it to KFC, that was the craziest part. KFC is kind of like the guy in New York now, which Dave pretty much said he's not. But
yeah, KFC
look at the
deflecting
story-
isn't cool. Like he takes no, like he's just
Right.
like, yeah, like he just agrees. It's like, bro, you're supposed to
Yeah.
be hello, wake up, hey, pick up the goddamn phone, KFC, pick up the phone. No,
Well, man, he doesn't.
he's letting that
want to,
motherfucker
which I
ring.
get,
It's on vibrate. It's on silent. You can tell him to his face, and he doesn't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I don't know. I also don't think he wants that role, anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Dave also made a good point. He's like, there is no lead. Like, obviously, Big Cat took 75% of the talent. These are Dave's words, not mine. But 75% of the talent to Chicago. But that's no excuse to not fucking, you know, that leaves you more opportunity in New York. There's less people in your way to go out there and make some great shit. And Clemmer's one of those with Rat Race that we've seen make some good stuff. Yeah, they're making the basketball doc again. There's still content coming out of the New York office, but it's just not like the polarizing shit that we see over in the Fantasy Factory. And, you know, maybe that's a little stunted playing field, but you got to find a way to compensate and make up for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still think that there needs to be like a show kind of like the Yak or something, maybe not even like that, where it's like a daily live show, but like more like a stool scenes like thing where they're showing the cameras or something. Because just today, actually, this day at Barstool, shout out Mario, he posted something about, you know, the office in New York being like walking on eggshells and whatever. And it was a clip of Gronkowski talking about the like how the Patriots felt in their locker room or whatever. And I commented on it and said, it's kind of like how the old New York office, you used to like walk out of the elevator and it was like 90% of the time you were getting like crazy drama, you know? And then Gaz quote tweeted it and said, this is one of the biggest flaws with our new office. So like, I fully agree with that. Do you remember that? Like, if you remember old Stool Scenes episodes, like the doors would just open from the elevator and it was either like a guest coming in that day or, you know, just somebody that was coming in from work, usually like office manager Brett, just, you know, getting his ass reamed out by Dave or something right when the doors open with the bag still on their back. If they could do some stuff like that in New York where there's like a camera at the elevators or like right at the front door that, you know, whatever, I don't know, maybe they could do something with that, but it has been lacking, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you're not going to get that, but that comes with that. That's, you know, that's the victim of prosperity. Like they've come into bigger situations to where they're, you know, they have a wide open office. They have more room to create. It's not all that, you know, you can benefit from a chaotic environment when you're all like mushed together right there in front of the elevator because everyone's constantly working and chatting and going back and forth. But when you have this spread out floor plan and you don't really have people working as much together. Also, they said there was people in a meeting with 12 people like for that stream. That was fucking nuts. Just so that was
That's got to be the whole office. Like, I mean, is there like how many people are in that office now? I don't even.
Yeah, someone was like, we can have them count rice, say I, and all 12 raise their fucking hand. No way. Like 12 people for that. That's bullshit. But yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, it was a you know. There was a lot of fire going on in New York this week, and it was all coming from Dave. Dave was breathing the heat, so yeah, it was nuts up there. Shit, I got to think about another one because I had that. That was my first one too. So we've gone 2 for 2 basically. I'll.
You want to see if we go 3 for 3?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You can do one.
My last one is Jerry versus Whitney.
Okay, I didn't have that, but I kind of just had like unnamed show. Like unnamed show this week was phenomenal. You had everything.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, but you knew about the Jersey Jerry thing, right?
Yeah, it's not versus Whitney though.
Well, in a sense, it's not, but it was really funny the way that Dave's like set it up and then was like, "Is this like valid?" Whatever Kirk said, and he's like, "Absolutely!" Like, and it was just like,
what's that,
of course, Whitney doesn't know that. So
what's that douchebag's name that he had? McConnell.
Kevin Connolly.
Connolly, yeah, fuck that guy. He owes Jerry 39K. But yeah,
39.5.
but also Witt obviously didn't know that.
No, I know.
But and Witt doesn't see that the guy's a scumbag, which is a detriment to his judge of character. But yeah, Jerry came with the fire, let him know, and yeah, the Jersey Jerry commenters have been lighting that guy
Oh,
up too. So I mean, sorry, Jersey Jerry Army is a real fucking thing. It's out in full force. This is when you get all these crazy fans and you create your own army. This is what happens. You got to unleash them for the right reasons. You got to get them out of there. But yeah, it was Jersey Jerry is something, to come up and just let him know like that. And he's been quote tweeting and going at that guy.
It's been great.
Yeah.
And I said it on Twitter, and I'll say it on here. It was never E, and that's why Sloan left.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
That's it, dude. He was just a little bitch. Always has been, always will be. Fucking pizza boy.
Yeah, the little pizza boy. To bring a little lighter note to it. So this was my third one. This is why we didn't go 3 for 3. It's a little self suck. Us. Shout out us. From a yak shout out TJ. Let him know that when Big Trav, Big Twan went on there and revealed that he was
John Anthony.
Yeah, that he revealed he was John Anthony. You will recall we had it first when I was blacked out doing a podcast.
And, shout out to you for getting him on though.
Yeah, right.
Straight up.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I was drunk on Twitter and I was like, "Hey, Trav, come on the pod." And Frankie's like, "You sure you want to like we should probably just get through this because you're fucking wasted." I was like, "No, we gotta have Big Trav on here." So yeah,
it was a great call.
Shout out us for breaking that news and shout out TJ for shouting us out. And then Big Cat saying I like those guys. Mook saying yeah, they're cool. That felt nice. And then
KB. KB said yeah at the end.
Well, yeah, fuck yeah, appreciate that. That takes a lot.
Plug the clip in here.
Yeah,
plug it in.
Yeah, just literally just says yeah. And then I got a Max shout out on the pancake stream, on the punishment stream. Everyone kept saying to soak him. He wasn't listening. I DM Max is like he has to soak the pancakes, and then he tells him and he said that's Sandoz from Barstool Breakdown. So that shit's always cool just to hear our name on the stream. I know we sound like little fucking fanboys, but yeah, it's a self-suck segment. So get over it. Like I'm a fanboy. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of this goddamn show. So
that's what it is. This
show is get off my ass. If they say my name on the stream, I'm watching like hey, I'm the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Like hey, fucking yeah.
I thought you actually were gonna put this one on yours, so I didn't even say it, but I'm just gonna do honorable mention then. It's just KB absolutely fucking dominating Stephen Che, slamming his ass into the mat. That was unbelievable, dude. What a highlight.
Yeah, it was. I do have, I had it in there somewhere.
All
but,
right, cool.
With that being said, let's just go ahead and run it right to our segment. So let's shout out Blazy Susan and Barstool Sports and whoever Buddha Ben, anyone else. Like, yeah, that's
Quest Nutrition. I just tagged them in a tweet that they liked. If you guys ever want to give your boys some protein chips, holler at us.
There you go.
All right, and that'll bring us right to the Barstool Beast of the Week.
I'm the best of the office. I am the best one here.
And I'll take the lead for the beast. I'm feeling, you mentioned Quest. I'm feeling like a beast. I want to go to the gym after this. So let me go ahead and just spit it real quick. Barstool Tate. Wonderful first week. He showed up, went to a dinner with Mintz. Took my idea. Shout out me again. That I also shout out myself to Mintzy. But no, I'm kidding. His blog was amazing about the dinner with Mintz. He's coming in. He's setting a new tone. People are showing up to the office earlier. Just because this guy's he's motivated, and he was a seamless fit on the streams too. It seems like Titus is really taken to him. He's been on the Titus show already. He's been on Mostly Sports already. Titus likes him because he's an Ohio guy. They kind of look the same. I think Titus has more of the greasy hair and he's got the pretty boy hair kind of thing going on. But yeah, it seems they're vibing. He had a great first week, like going into a content role like that. I remember when Nicky Smoke started in Chicago. Like that guy's supposed to be coming under fire, which I know it's different circumstances that came in, but I think he dominated his first week, and I'm excited to see what comes from the guy.
Yeah, no, it's a rightful beast. Honestly, he's been unbelievable. You know me, I hate Ohio State, even though I love you and also love Ohio State. But I mean, I'm not a big I used to say in baseball, let's talk with our game. Let's talk with our bats. Like that was always me. I hated being like a shit talker that was like doing it before, you do something, but like when you're a shit talker that backs it up, that's what I like more than anything. Like that. I remember being in college and all the kids used to be like, dude, you were the biggest shit talker when we played beer pong. Like you always talk shit before we played. And I was like, yeah, that's because I used to fucking dominate you guys. That's how it was. So Tate coming out there, just laying people out in New York office. Then he goes to Chicago, and it's not just like, oh, I'm coming in here and I'm starting my job. Everyone likes me, so this is great, whatever. He comes in early, has the blog that he's got his 5 things that he wants to do, as with his time at Barstool, has the dinner with Mintz, and then has all these ideas coming out of that. Has a new podcast that he's talking about. I mean, he came in and was just like, bang, I'm ready to go. Like that's why I think it's rightfully so, and that's why I think I like the guy, because his work ethic is. I mean, he's also a teacher, but his work ethic is, it's making other people there who already have good work ethics as it is, like Brandon Walker, get there earlier and want to do things like that. So that's just, going to create more content and better things. So shout out.
KB said the gym's getting crowded now.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Yeah, it's always good to have a positive. I mean, that place already had a positive vibe to it, but to add on to that, like, yeah, Chicago just keeps getting better. So I'm excited to see what comes from the guy for sure. What do you have?
So my beast, I talked about him earlier, was Billy Football. I said he went from least to beast. So last week, he was crazy. He was screaming at the combine, taking too much amphetamines and whatever else he was doing. This week, I got to give it to him, man. Watching these Last Chance Uganda videos, maybe I watched them not in like exactly when they came out too, because I watched 2 of them this week, I think. But seeing his passion behind like what he's doing there, he's in his element. He's Billy Football, and he's being Mr. Football. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. So going out there playing with the bum ankle that he has, I think that's also why I just made him the beast. That I don't know if I remember sending you the pictures and stuff. And when we were going to Vegas, I was icing my ankle every freaking chance I could get.
Right.
I went to the doctor like 2 days ago, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, you're still jacked up. You might have another 3 months of recovery." And it's already been 3 months.
Yeah. That's
so for Billy to go out there and play on that ankle that he had after showing what he did on the rundown, what an animal. So just the passion he had. I know the crying was a little
it was,
but that's the passion, dude. That's why he's my beast.
Yeah, I understand, but you also got to think the guy came back 0-2. Like, he's a starting quarterback and he's 0-2. Come on now, he's out there teaching the game. He's 0-2. Come on now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Billy Football,
little giant,
even his passion, playing on a broken ankle or hurt ankle, whatever it was. He gave his all. He lived up to his namesake. But yeah, the crying, they just got the crying and the code switching. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was tough. That was tough. But like I said, teaching those guys, how to play football basically. And like, I felt like they themselves made me make him the beast of the week, because the guys were like, they seemed like they just loved him. And they were just like, he's the best. We love Billy Football, so it was a Coach Billy, whatever. So anyway, I had to go from least to beast. Billy Football. Sure. There you go.
For sure. Talk about I love it. And talk about, going from least to beast. I mean, a guy that's been a beast, but definitely is a least. Let's throw some to the least of the week, because I got one of those.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. You mentioned this guy once already. That's why I said we were going to get to it anyway. Stephen Che's my least of the week. There's no beating around the bush. There's no fucking around with it. It's Stephen Che stepping on the wrestling mat, getting ragdolled, thrown around like Raggedy Ann. Picked up and sat down like a bad child. It was tough. It was tough to see. And then immediately he's diagnosing himself through pro football talk doctor. Like, what are you doing, bro?
The ambulance scene was tough.
Yeah. And then he comes back the next day with this fucking sling and little neck brace. It's like, come on, Che. You don't need, you do not need all of that. Like, even if it's a sprain or something, maybe like the whole he's playing to it, and it's like frustrating almost. And also, data's still been bad, man. Data's been bad.
Dude. And so we're unanimous, because Che's also my least of the week, because not only that, all the stuff that you just said, plus the data has just been absolutely murdering me right now.
Yeah.
Brandon Walker debunked Stephen Che. I don't know if you watch Mostly Sports or on the Yak, he debunked him. Everything that Stephen Che says he's good at, they have proven he's not. So
Like what?
they went through it all and said he can't run the 4.4. He can't even lift 185 pounds up. And so I think there was a couple other things too. Oh, he couldn't lift up Kyle. And then I forget if there was another thing or two. And then, I mean, Brandon said, he's like, I don't think he can eat pussy. So then they went on about that for a while, which was tough. And then you get him getting slammed and all that stuff. It just the culmination of all of that.
Yeah, we got to
Gotta be
reach
able to
out. We got to reach out to John Rich and do a Barstool investigates. Does Stephen Che actually eat pussy? I'm sure we might have to put like rated R on that or something. But yeah, we got to get to the bottom of this. Is he just lying? Is he just he's so good at being confident about his stuff and always like so sure of himself and his decisions that he's fooled us all into thinking he can eat pussy well? No, like can you come on? We might need some proof there. But yeah, he's definitely a rough week for the boy.
Yeah, and I think they also said that was the other thing that they were like, oh, he definitely has a small penis then, because they had said previously that he had a big one, so they're like disproved. It was immediately.
He's probably built like a tuna can. He can't touch the back of it, but he can blow the fucking sides out.
Oh, tough.
Yeah, real tough. Talking about tuna, let's get into another kind of meat, the Barstool beef of the week.
All right, let's do it. The Barstool beef of the week.
Fuck you! Well, fuck you too! Oh, my God! What? Brandon,
All right, I did this one earlier already, so I guess I could just touch it again real quick. It's Dave versus Clemmer. It's just been a build-up. I mean, you saw the rat race and all that stuff where, he was like, I'm a man, I'm 40, that whole thing. And, he's like, I'm not going to back down. I'm going to do what I want. Started there. Then he goes and does the rat race. It was good. Then he goes to solitary confinement and it was boring. So then Dave does his whole thing, gets people to care about it. Dave's very much still being Dave because he's like, yeah, there was 4 people watching, and Clemmer was like, there's not 4 people watching. So they were going back and forth. I don't know, dude. I don't know if any other person would go at Dave like that, especially, I mean, nobody that's, been there for a cup of coffee like Clemmer has. No one's going to Dave like that. But I mean, Dave said he has a job for life, basically. It was crazy. So
yeah, that is a weird thing that I noticed too. That was in my notes for the top 3. Rudderless ship, shouting match, job forever? ? Which is weird. But I think Dave kind of explained that. When he's yelling at him, having that shouting match, he said, "You're my fucking punching bag now." Yeah. And he's done this to Rico. He's done it to Smitty. He does it to Nate. Like, he has these guys that he's like, you're my fucking punching bag, and like he lets him know. And Clemmer's he's gonna be a loud punching bag. You punch him, he's gonna yell back. But yeah, you can't really punch above the belt when it's
Clemmer's like one of those kids clown punching bags. You hit it and it's like, it just comes back and it's like annoying. It's not just like a regular punching bag. It's like, God damn it, this guy's gonna keep coming back at me.
He's got fire, man. You got to respect the fire.
Well, I think he also is just like, I'm too old to like give a shit right now. If you want to fire me, like I'll go work at McDonald's or whatever. Like he didn't even care, which I know he doesn't want to do that, but it is just awesome seeing the support for him too, because it's hilarious. Because Dave even said, he's like, it doesn't have to be Clemmer. It could be anybody. It could have been this person or that person. They hate me. It's not Clemmer. It's me.
Yeah.
So it's just like Dave brought everything back to him again, which again, it's true, honestly. So
they call him Davey Page views for a reason. So yeah, I mean, it was a great beef. Them two, I feel like, we haven't seen the last of that. It'll be something that goes on here for a while for sure. For me, I kept it just yesterday. I love March. It is March Madness. Also, happy St. Patty's Day. Shout out Mook. The great Barstool sports apparel. But my beef of the week, Max and Rico. So, the whole build up to the stream of that, they're yelling at each other, giving shit all day, but really having the stream, and Rico rooting on who, one of the 17 teams that he cares most about is Marquette and Shaka Smart. It could be 6th man of the year, the way he plays defense on the basketball court. Yeah, Rico obviously cares a lot about that, and he's going up against Max, a true Nova guy, diehard Nova guy. And I mean, it was just electric content because it was a very close game, back and forth. You get the buzzer beater waved off, but yeah, those two going back,
which was ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, I think it probably should have stayed, but I was rooting for Nova, so I was like,
Same.
great
I
call.
hammered them. They were like, I think they were plus 260 at one point, and I put like
You wanted
too much on
Lamar
them. I
to-
would have won a mint if they would have won that game.
Damn. Yeah. Well, it's heartbreaking. So actually, a little funny caveat about that is, I think I messaged Max while they were going while they were in the stream, and it was like beginning of it. And Rico, you can't argue with Rico because he doesn't actually care about the team because he had, like I said, 17 teams in the tournament. So Max, who actually cares and wants his fucking team to succeed, gets upset and says something like to Rico when Marquette does something bad, but Rico doesn't care because he doesn't actually have the passion for that basketball team. He just knows the coach, and he doesn't even have Shaka Smart's number, so I don't fucking understand that one. Which PFT called him out on.
Yeah,
but yeah, and at the end, so basically, I sent him. I was like, dude, like that would suck. Like I feel for you. And at the end of the night. It's funny. I'm pretty sure he must have just pressed the button because I got a message from Max Valenti at 2:38 and it just said "sad day." Like that's it. That's it. And so I sent back "bad day" and that's it. That was the end of the conversation. So, but yeah, funny fucking stuff. It was a great beef though. Just like seeing the March stream, two guys battling out bets. Yeah, I love it. You saw that with like Big Cat and Jerry even earlier in the day. So
it was an excellent beef, and it's kind of sad, or not sad, but it's kind of eye-opening, I guess we'll call it, because I commented it on Twitter too, and I had some people DM me actually and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy! I can't believe I didn't see it." But Max has got early onset Fleming. Have you noticed?
I feel like I've heard that before.
Oh, dude, it was in full effect in this stream. I don't remember if he was biting the shirt or not, but he definitely was doing the screaming, saying things that were probably a little bit preposterous at times. But the biggest one, he was chewing on the water bottle cap.
Yeah.
And there's just a picture of Frank and him that are just side by side. It's probably identical.
I get that though too, bro. Like I'll start chewing on shit too in my team. So
I get it.
I
I'm just saying, Frank, he's starting to wear off onto some people. You can see people getting a little Fleming-esque, I will say, which again, I've said this before. I think it's just a Frank thing because last night when Villanova lost, like I could give two shits about Villanova. I hate them actually because they beat North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Duke last night. You guys suck. But they beat North Carolina on a last second shot to win the national championship. So I've always hated them. But like I said, hammered them last night. So when they lost, I screamed to the fact where my wife texted me and she was like, "Is everything okay?" It was late as hell. And I'm like, "Yeah, sorry. Just hit my foot."
Yeah, right.
Like, what do I say there? Just lost a ton of
poorly
money.
coached, but that kind of heartbreak seems to only happen to Max's teams. And
I don't know what the hell I was thinking betting on them live.
If you've seen today's PMT, it was he was just sad. He didn't have any more fight left. He did fight, so props to him for fighting, but it was a great beef with him and Rico. I guess Rico comes out on top because one of his teams advanced, but whatever, we'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of like feel like we should just do this again.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the right time to put that back in there.
Yeah, perfect last. It's perfect last words for sure.
All right. Well, that'll bring us to our comment of the week.
Vacation mode. Kite! I'm flying a kite right now. Let's go.
Yeah, so for my comment of the week, I'm going to take it right back to the, Feet the Street Arch Madness. I think it's their pen tweet right now on Twitter. Jerry After Dark account. Jerry may never look at a foot again after the Carlita reveal. There's that whole video, and then one of the comments was a meme. And I'm a big Office fan. I've stated that before on the show. Andy Bernard,
RGF, right?
Yeah, the RGF one.
He kills like every post, dude. He comments a meme. That's great.
Yeah, Jerry Tomorrow, Big Cat. Am I gay? Like, yeah. He had to,
Andy Bernard.
And plus, that also seems like very up Jersey Jerry's alley. Like he'll get confused and be like, "Dan, like Dan, Dan, like, am I gay, bro? Like, I liked your feet, man. Like, who fucking knows? Like,
oh my god,
it was just,
oh my god,
yeah, right. Yeah, it was so good. It was so fucking funny. He definitely sold it a little bit, but he's the fucking man. That's so good.
You know what? Honestly, Jerry should have been the beast of the week because I feel like the whole episode we're talking about him because my comment of the week is from Neil Stooley's Clubhouse, and it's from the clip from the Unnamed show where Jerry, comes on and he's telling about how he just screwed him over, owes him 40 grand, whatever. And Neil just posted the meme with all that gang, like just sitting there throwing up their gang sign, and it says, "Fuck Kevin Conley. All my homies hate Kevin Conley."
Yeah, that is good.
And
I
it went
saw
off. It had like 500 likes or something like that. It was a great one. So I had to. I think that's where I posted. I was like, it was never E after Sloan left or something like that. So
Yeah,
I had to give Neil his props on that one because that's an old meme that just popped up and it went off pretty good. So shout out Jersey Jerry. Shout out Neil.
Yeah, he's getting the people fired up. But yeah, Neil, he's the ultimate ride or die guy for all those guys, it seems like, or he tries to be. But yeah, that's a great comment. I got nothing else to add to it. The comment itself, fuck Kevin Conley, All right, thanks guys as always for hanging out with the breakdown this far. We hope you enjoyed our segments, our top 3 Barstool beef, least beef, comment of the week. This guy, man, he needs no introduction. He's been Mintz. We all know him from Mintzy Pro Day, from Wake Up Mintzy, from After Dinner Mintz. Could be Judge Mintz coming soon, or Billy Madden Mintz, whatever they're going to call that. We get into that and more in this interview. So without wasting any more time, let's get to it. And now, Ben Mintz.
All right, we're here with a very special guest. It's the King of Chaos. He describes himself as a loose cannon. It's Barstool's 6th man. It's the King of the South, Ben Mintz. How we doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm actually getting ready. Speaking of the South, I've got a flight to Nashville, Tennessee at 8 a.m. tomorrow, going to the South SEC tournament. Gonna be hanging out at the Barstool bar a bunch all weekend, so staying off Broadway and, in real good mood about that. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Dude, I hear Nashville's a ride too, man. You're gonna have a hell of a time out there. And yeah, what they show of that Barstool bar out there, like that's one of those that they displayed, and like, man, I want to go to that one.
Yeah, I did too. I hadn't been yet. I did Nashville New Year's at the end of 2022, but the Barstool bar hadn't opened yet. Was the last time I was there, and man, always have a good time in Nashville. I got a bunch of pretty good crew of friends there, and 2 of my best Louisiana friends are actually coming over in the morning, and we've got an Airbnb kind of off Broadway, and we're going to the LSU Mississippi State game tomorrow at noon, and then I'm going to the Ole Miss A&M game tomorrow night. So
you're gonna have to pester the boys and get on the bus or something. You got to let Willie.
Oh yeah, good point. I didn't even think of that. Damn.
Yeah, you got to hit up Willie C,
them.
Taylor, JPO.
Yeah, I can't believe I usually texted him before I went like, dude, thank you.
Yeah, I got your back. Don't worry.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of that. I'm gonna text them immediately.
There we go.
That Nashville bar looks sick though. I have a couple friends that live in Nashville or have gone there before, and it's got like the 2 stories and stuff like that. Like I've been to the Chicago one, which is awesome, but that one looks awesome. So you guys are gonna have a blast, I'm sure.
I got the bus and merch on right now too.
There you go.
Shout out the boy. Yeah, shout out to
I'm gonna text these guys.
Okay, go ahead. Take your time.
I was gonna say I usually have the boys hat on. I actually switched it out today. I was wearing it all day today, so I switched it out.
Yeah, I'm sending a text to Will and Taylor right now.
Yeah, Will Compton and I say this all the time, just like everyone knows Frankie's a teacher. Will Compton and I Frankie's also a father too. Will Compton and I went to the same high school. So I like to spread that out and just let people know that, legends come from that place.
Yeah. Let them know that they're always welcome on Barstool Breakdown as well while you're
I will.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I wait for him to fire off the text first.
Yeah, for sure.
I should just ask a question now. Just let it fire off.
All right.
No, you're good. I'm glad I reminded you.
Oh,
I'm glad I sent it. There you go.
You're good. So I usually I don't know. I know you like see us on Twitter and stuff like that, but I usually try to start in kind of the same way. I know I bounce around from guest to guest, but our main thing going into this show was like you learning like what got people into Barstool, and you, I think, have a very interesting story. So I'll just start there. What got you into Barstool, and like, were you a fan before you ever were contacted? All that. What's your background of just like your hiring story? Were you a fan? Were you a stoolie? How'd that all go down in the beginning of? I guess I don't know how many acts you're on now. We're gonna have to.
It's still active. People mess around with me. It's still active. Act 1, the first act was a whole 40 years, so you can't just say Act 2.
Right. I got you.
I know that gets messed around with. This is. I think there's 2 acts in life. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, what got you into Barstool? And that's where I'd like to start. Like, what got Ben Mintz going into Barstool?
Okay, so I was a pro poker player from 06 to 14. I was good too. I was one of the better players, tournament players in the South, and was a real good online poker player. And the government outlawed online poker in April of 2011 and really hurt my career there when I was living in New Orleans and kind of playing around the South. Eventually kind of got out of the poker world in like 2014. And I actually went back to Ole Miss and finished my degree when I was like 31. And then I got into sports radio out of that and kind of with no experience, kind of fluked into it just because I had a buddy that was involved in it. And I did 4 years of sports radio in Shreveport and Bossier City, North Louisiana. I had a 3-hour show from 3 to 6 every day. And I kind of was affiliated with ESPN Baton Rouge a little bit. Like I'd go on some segments, and that's the LSU flagship. So it was a crazy year. 2020 is the craziest part of this whole story. So I was in Shreveport. I did sports radio there from December of 15 to March of 2020. And this is 4 years ago this week with it being the COVID weeks. This actually is a full circle deal. So I get let go the beginning of the week of COVID in Shreveport, Bossier. And immediately, I wasn't even like that mad about it because I thought I'd built it to where I could get it in Shreveport and Bossier and done 4 years. I was like,
right. So was that more of a COVID
I did everything I could.
Was that more of a COVID layoff, or was that just?
Kind of. Yeah, I was like in the process of it. It was like right as COVID hit and budgets were shrinking.
Sure.
So, but anyway, I had all these job offers pretty quickly. And I was at this Ole Miss UL Monroe baseball game in Monroe, where I'm from. And I took one with Jordy Collada and T-Bob Hebert with ESPN Baton Rouge. And then the world shuts down with COVID, like literally then. And so there's a hiring freeze because all the media, all the marketing budgets went down. Yep. And so I was kind of sitting there like, what do I do now? And COVID was lighting up South Louisiana because it was after Mardi Gras. And I was like, well, I think I'm done with the Shreveport thing. And so I actually moved back to Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi for the third time in my life for those 3 months. And online poker actually blew up because everybody was at home. Yep. So I was just playing poker for a few months, but I was like, look, ESPN Baton Rouge already tried to hire me. I think they'll try again. Well, they called me in July, and I get offered to be the co-host on a new show on ESPN Baton Rouge. So I take it on the spot because that was the job I wanted. And so I'm with ESPN Baton Rouge for 3 months, really thinking that was going to be a 3 to 5 year deal because it's one of the top radio stations in the South. And, it's the LSU flagship. And on October, I believe it was 2nd or 3rd of 2020, it was one or the other, Ole Miss is playing Kentucky. And Ole Miss, it's an overtime game, and Kentucky scores to start OT, and their kicker misses the extra point. And then Ole Miss scores and kicks the extra point and wins. And I do like a post-game video just all fired up because it was Lane Kiffin's SEC win. And I'm ripping a hottie toddy, which is the Ole Miss cheer. And, I was just doing it for fun, whatever. I'm fired up. I was kind of doing it for my social media. And I don't think anything of it on Saturday night. And then the next morning, I'm driving to Natchez, Mississippi to do an NFL Sunday morning show with like the old LSU quarterback and Patriots quarterback Rohan Davey.
Nice.
And I get my phone blows up like a nuclear bomb. And it's Dave Portnoy quote tweeting SEC football hits different. It's my dumb ass yelling the hottie toddy at the TV, all fired up. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Well, then I park at this casino, and Dave has followed me on Twitter. I was like, whoa, that's wild. And then I get Dave messaged me and said, is that you on that video? And I said, damn right, that's me on that video. He goes, we're ready for you to come work for us at Barstool. Just like that.
And that's all it took. Just one, one big loud hottie toddy, and we're ready to roll.
I found out there was more to it. So Big Cat and Pardon My Take have close ties with LSU from when Burrow and them won at 19.
Yeah, Coach
And
L.
Big Cat actually called 3 Baton Rouge people that all went to bat like super hard for me that I actually knew, and they were just like, "Look, Mintz will be awesome at Barstool. Like, do it for sure. He'll be great." And so that's how I got hired by Barstool. And I had a phone call with Dave Portnoy that Monday from Natchez. I remember I was like standing on the bluffs of the Mississippi River, and he calls me. I said hello, and he goes, "Your voice sounds exactly how I hoped it would." And he goes, "Listen, I don't know everything about life, but I know how to find talent. You're my guy." And I was like, "Damn." I was like, all right. And then he gave me the option of moving to New York or staying in the South. And at first I was like, oh, I could stay in the South. That'll be cool. And I was like, wait, you grinded for 4 years in Bossier City, and now you got a chance to get up in this New York office. It's your big opportunity. You got to move and do it. You have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I did it. And that was the best decision I've made Because if I had moved in New York, like the relationships, I mean, I'm so lucky to have the relationship I have with Big Cat and Hank and PFT and Dave. And if I would have stayed remote in the South, like who knows what would have happened, but I wouldn't have gotten to where I am now. So yeah, that's kind of how it happened. But in 2020, I had 3 jobs. And I lived in 4 cities I did 3 months Shreveport, 3 months Oxford, 3 months Baton Rouge, and 3 months New York.
Yeah.
2020 during the worldwide pandemic. So it was pretty.
Yeah, you're hopping around. And at that time, everywhere is kind of treating it a different way. Like you said, down in Baton Rouge, they were probably a little more.
It was
lenient.
pretty wide open in Baton Rouge.
Right,
In
yeah.
New York, everything was shut down.
Yeah, and then in New York, you go there, you can't have a hamburger outside unless you're 6 feet away from somebody, and you have a tent or a bubble like Stephen Che brought to the office. So I get what you mean. I get what you mean, but yeah, that's got to be a crazy time, crazy experience, and it sounds like your goal really was like in the beginning, you just wanted to talk ball and win some money.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to be honest, I mean, the ESPN Baton Rouge thing was kind of what I was working toward all those years in Shreveport and Bossier. And like Barstool just kind of came out of the sky, to be truthful. And as far as my past, I followed Dave and I followed Big Cat. And like I watched, like during COVID, I was watching the pizza reviews and the unboxing and all that stuff, but I wasn't like a hardcore stoolie. Like
Sure.
I heard, people would talk about Barstool and I'd heard of it and stuff, but I really just followed Dave and Big Cat and like wasn't that into it. But to be honest, that helped me a lot when I got hired by Barstool that I wasn't a huge stoolie, because I just walked in the New York office. Like I was like, I know this is a big job because people are making such a big deal about it. But it was like, I'd worked up from Shreveport, Bossier to ESPN Baton Rouge to Barstool. And it was like, I'm not trying to say it wasn't a huge deal because it was, but it was like the next thing.
Natural progression.
Yeah. And I wasn't like too nervous about it or anything.
So you mentioned that you were playing poker. I saw a little story online that you won 90 grand in 2011. Is that still your biggest win yet to date?
Yeah, so that I got 75th in the World Series main event, made day 6 for 90K. That was my biggest live win. On my biggest online win was I chopped this full tilt tournament for like 76,000 in April of 2010.
Nice.
So that was my biggest online win. So yeah, I had, I'm definitely not one of the best poker players in the world, obviously, or I'd still be playing more. But, I had a good career. I definitely did. What kind of derailed it was more I just like partied too hard, enjoyed life too much, and lived above my means and traveled. And like, instead of playing 40 or 50 hours a week, taking it seriously, I was playing like 10 or 20, enjoying myself. So,
was that because you were in ATO? Because I saw that as well. So as a frat guy myself, I was like, oh, but look at Mintzy, the frat guy.
Yeah, I actually learned to play poker playing $5 games in the ATO house at Old Miss.
Oh, there you go.
That's how I started.
Nice.
That was kind of how I started. But yeah, that wasn't my professional days. That was just like the beginning of it.
No, absolutely. And now I guess we'll turn right into that because like with you, your professional days, I don't know if it's been official or anything yet, but has Barstool Big Cat become your one and only backer?
Yeah, so it's going to happen. They hadn't had the negotiations yet, but I mean, Big Cat's a man of his word. And when he says he's going to do it, it's coming. And, to be honest, I'm excited about that because to be truthful, if Big Cat's backing me, I feel like that makes it more Barstool content.
Yeah, right.
Which is good because if Big Cat's wanting interviews and me checking in and all kinds of content out of it, I feel like, maybe situations like that just happened with Dave a couple of
right. There puts maybe one more person in that circle where like, it's not a confusing text between you and Hank to where it kind of gets ironed out because everyone knows what's going on more so it seems.
Yeah. Well, I won't schedule any tourneys that conflict with any Barstool sponsored events. I'll just pick different weekends.
Yeah, that's probably a great place to start for sure. Frankie, go ahead.
Sorry, I don't know if you guys saw, but my internet dropped for a second there, and I just freaked out.
Oh, you are kind of frozen.
Shit. Yep, I saw it.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes have done this.
Well, no, I literally had Comcast out here 2 days ago, and I have all brand new equipment, brand new everything. This is new computer and everything, so this has got to be StreamYard because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you're frozen. No, it's not even adding this guy now. Of course.
Now I'm just the black screen. This will be fine though. Just put a picture of me like they do in PMT or something.
Yeah, there
I'll
you go.
I'll just be frozen.
I'll put a screenshot. What games are you on right now, Mintzy?
Man, I'm watching this Louisiana Tech Middle Tennessee game because I used to, when I did Shreveport Bossier Radio, we covered Louisiana Tech, so I used to follow their program close. And they all, once again, they're always one of the best teams in Conference USA, and they always just grab their throats in this Conference USA tournament. And they're the 2 seed, and they're about to lose to the 7 seed. It looks like they're down by 3 with 20 seconds left. So
Oh, geez.
they just can't help themselves. They always do it.
It doesn't
I
make any
mean,
sense. Yeah,
it's
no,
unreal. They always are one of the best. They just choke in this thing every year. They just
I
can't
get
help
that. Do you see Nova's down to DePaul right now?
oh wow.
Nova's down.
Max is losing it.
Nova's down a point to DePaul with 6 left, which is crazy. Yeah,
3 wins this season.
that doesn't make any sense. Nova, I mean, Max has to be losing it. They're doing that PMT stream right now.
I was over there before it started, and then I got out of there because I'm getting ready for this Nashville trip in the morning. I'm like, the college basketball is not really one of my strong suits, and so I don't get asked to do all the streams, which is fine.
Yeah, you were at the last year's the last year's March Madness, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll be around next week for the streams next week, but
yeah,
and like I'll definitely be going nuts during the Will Wade. Holy shit! Middle Tennessee just got a 5-second call. Tech's got the ball back now.
Oh, really? You got a shot at this?
Yeah, they got a chance. Wow, they couldn't even get the ball in.
Yeah, down by 7. 30 seconds?
They're down by 3 with 19 seconds left.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that sweating out a bit. Here, I'll throw another question. Actually, I don't know if we should just wait for that buzzer beater. Might just get a live Mintzy reaction. What you said? You took a money line?
No, I'm just cheering for him because
that makes sense.
No, get a 3 up. Get a damn shot up. Oh, missed. I lost my 3.
Damn. I'm gonna tie it right back into your more like Barstool related. So
yeah, that's fine.
You have this great, tremendous hiring story, and then through your time in New York, like that New York office days, now obviously everything's shifted to Chicago. It seems like a lot of the main content with you. I mean, you've seen the back and forth with Dave recently on Twitter with him in the New York office, but not even to get into that. But in your New York days, being there for that. So how long were you in New York?
I was in New York from October. I moved Halloween weekend of 2020. And I moved out in mid-December of 2022. So it was a little over 2 years.
Right. So how was that experience? Like you said, you went into it not really knowing what the whole job was. And then you're this guy from the South that shows up and you're all of a sudden you're doing fast bananas on the X. So how was that progression? Like learning, meeting everybody? Was there like someone that took you in like right away and you're like, that's my guy? How'd that all work out for you there?
Man, I think I just kind of went in there and was myself from day one, and it just worked and it clicked. I think one of the things that's really helped me in this company is, I'm one of the only South people. And so, I kind of fill that role of the crazy Southerner a good bit in there. And obviously we have Brandon Walker and Big T.
No. I couldn't think of another person. You're right, Mintzy. You're right. There's
only
one.
Funny thing about Walker,
immediately.
I love Walker. I mean, but we're nothing alike except we're from the South. Like literally, like our personalities are completely different. But yeah, I just kind of fit in immediately. I just went in there with myself and kind of was chest out about it. And, people treated me well. And just, I think my mannerisms and energy are all quirky and weird. And it just kind of clicked in the office like pretty fast, I thought.
Yeah, a lot of the things that describe Mintzy, it says his positive energy and positive vibes are always welcome, whatever. So I was like, it's just a perfect way to describe you. It's just Big Cat's even said it before. It's like he wants you on the streams and stuff just for your vibes, because just you come in and it's not like, I don't know. I was gonna say everything you come in, I was just gonna say you bring yourself. You said the 6th man. You bring yourself into any situation, and it just makes it better. So I mean, that's what it is.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to always have a positive attitude and stuff. And, the other thing I'd say that's the key to my success at Barstool is I just don't take myself that seriously. And, I think if I did, I wouldn't get out alive, because y'all see how much my day-to-day in there is so crazy, but I just laugh at it. I laugh at myself all the time. Like, I know I'm lucky to have this job. And if I'm the butt of a lot of jokes, like whatever, like who cares? Like I have fun every day. I have great friends, great relationships, and I get to have great experiences, and that's what matters. And so, that's how I'm able to take the public heat so well, as I just take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Also, and I mean, speaking of that, that does go into your character, and I feel like a lot of people online who are like making their content, like maybe could learn from that, to where like when you do have these blunders, or you do miss a pick, or you do have a mess up, like you could whatever, minor setback, major comeback. That's something I always say. Like it's a minor setback every time for a major comeback, and I feel like you, Mintz, have been a great example of that. I mean, we could, we don't have to get too deep into it, but I mean, with I wake up Mintzy, it's first time, and then what happened the second time? You know what I mean? Like those back-to-back incidents wake up Mintzy. So let's just jump right into that. Like wake up Mintzy, off to a fire start, and then abrupt to a halt.
I mean, what are you gonna do? We all know what happened.
Yeah.
It was an obvious. The thing about it, though, when you go through something like that, that's like a national scandal, you find out who's in your corner in life. That's for sure. And the support I got was so overwhelmingly positive, because anybody knows me knows I just, like, obviously, if you saw what happened, I was reading my phone and I slipped on the song lyric and immediately apologized. And it was obviously an accident. And, I definitely disagreed with Ken firing me, as did Dave Portnoy. But the whole time, like, people were like worried I was going to be like really depressed and down. And I mean, I was actually fine through most of it. I was just like, obviously nobody wanted that to happen, but I had a lot of job offers out of it immediately, and Dave came back and hired me for Brick Watch. And,
that's what I was about to say. Yeah, like it was almost within a week. You had a new watch salesman job where you were killing it. I know it wasn't exactly a week, but I mean that's when you get that call after, like when you get that first call, you got to be like, what the hell is he yelling at me for now? Or like how were you nervous? Like when you see that phone call coming back? Or
well, it was interesting because I mean I'd actually gotten I'm not gonna mention who, but I had a lot of job. And like when all that went down, I was like, I better get my poker game sharp, because I'm not gonna be able to get a job for 5 years.
Right. Initially, it was that poker
current
thing.
Political climate. I was like, dude, I'm screwed. I'm not gonna be able to get a job for 5 years. I'm just gonna have to play poker. And I was like, whatever. I'll just get good at poker again, and we'll deal with it. But it wasn't like that at all. I mean, I had like a lot of offers quick, and I was but I was just like, look, this is such a big crossroads moment in my career that I don't want to take anything fast. I just want to think this through. And then I took the Poker Go offer, where I worked for Poker Go in Vegas last summer. Because the reason I took that was I was like, oh, this is 6 weeks. It's like being a camp counselor. Like it's like a 6-week summer job offer. I can be around the World Series of Poker and get paid to be around it while I figure out my next decision. So it made sense. I was like, that's perfect. And then Dave called me on like May. So I got fired May 3rd, and Dave called me on May 12th with the Brick Watch offer. And I knew I was taking it immediately, because Dave's my guy. I mean, obviously y'all see us fight all the time. I mean, we definitely go at it, but he's my guy. He found me. I'm loyal to him. I'm where I am because of Dave Portnoy. And, despite him fighting with me all the time, I mean, I think he definitely has a soft spot in his heart for me still. At least that's my read.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And just so you know, too, they talk about the Clemaholics all the time now with all the Clemmer stuff going on. When you got fired, dude, it was out tenfold. The Mintz crew was out just being like, justice for Mintzy, justice for Mintzy. That was like the Stooley group chat. Everybody was on your side. So you had, support from everyone, Barstool, Stoolies, everybody. And I think that's also why I think Dave was like, all right, I can't let this guy just go. Like, we need him. I got to figure out how to keep him. Of course, his content amazing brain brings you into Brick Watch. It was just perfect. It was a perfect
fit. It was great. And like that, I did the brand. Then, it felt like the Dave, it was like all a crazy dream when he got it back for $1 and called me and rehired me. It was almost like cosmic, it felt like.
Yeah.
And I ended up having like a pretty good 3-month summer, played poker and did the Brick Watch thing. And, it actually wasn't all that bad considering.
No, not at all. It doesn't seem at all. So you're still actively pushing Brick Watch?
Not as much anymore. I'm definitely doing some stuff with it on the side, but it's not as like, now that I'm back with Barstool and stuff, it doesn't, he's not on me too much about it. But he did compliment me about it on the Unnamed show a week or two ago when he was calling me in and going off on me for the poker thing. The Brick Watch thing came up, and they were like, dude, he's like, believe it or not, Mintzy's a hell of a Brick Watch salesman. And they were like, really? They're like, how many sell? Like 50? And he's like, dude, no, he sold way over 100 and paid for his whole salary.
Awesome.
So that went a long way with Dave on that front, so that was kind of like free rolling my salary for a year off it.
This is a perfect segue into that, because speaking of the Brick Watch, how did the Ohio State dinner go?
Oh, it was great. Look, I kind of like, this is the first time we've really hung out, but I kind of sympathize with the situation. He's moving, he's starting a new life. He doesn't really know anybody. And I kind of went through that when I went through it in New York. So I've, made a big point to reach out to him and be like, dude, let's hang out, whatever. I wanted to make him feel comfortable. And so I wanted to spend some time with him. And I thought the blog was hilarious.
Amazing.
His blogging's amazing.
He's unreal.
Yeah, I mean, he set that goal to be editor in chief. I mean, he keeps pushing out blogs like that, where it's just a dinner with Mintz, which obviously is a lot to write about. You've already spoke about how much of a character you are, because you're Ben Mintz, you're Mintzy, so it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, the guy can write, man. And that dinner, so those content ideas he was throwing to you, and obviously it seems like there's one that's going to take you guys are going to take off with. Which I'd like to also just throw in there. I have a little bit of credit for. All right. I commented on when Tate was like going to dinner with Mintz. I need some ideas. Big Tone here had something, under that saying make him pass a test. And I was like, why don't you just do the full Billy Madison, K through 12. So right before he went to dinner with you, I wrote that under there. I don't know if he saw it. I don't want to take credit, but I think
he did.
I know ball. I know ball.
I think he definitely did.
Yeah, so it's just nice to think that hey, maybe I played a little part, but I think that's going to be electric.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a teacher, just so you know. I'm a 6th and 8th grade math teacher, so this is like I cannot be more excited for this. And I did have a question here too. What grade do you think it will start to get hard for you?
Probably like 9th or 10th. I think I'll be good till then. Like it did when we start doing like some weird math,
yeah,
like
that's what
and that kind of stuff. It'll get a little tougher, but I mean, like the thing with me, like I'm fairly book smart. I just have no like common sense or awareness.
that was something
like passing tests and stuff. I think I'll be fine, but like that's why I'm good at poker. I'm actually a smart guy. I'm good with numbers. I just like have. Just my awareness is really bad.
I could actually, I think I fully agree with you on this. I think that you're going to do fine on the test. And I think that if I don't want to steal anything away from you, because I think it would be great content with you, but I almost feel like if you made like you and then maybe like Nikki Smokes go through the same thing and see, you know what I mean? Like who could pass the test quicker or who's better. Yeah. I mean, I would almost just or maybe Clemmer. I don't think Clemmer again. I think it would be funnier with like a Nikki Smokes or someone like that, but it would be great with you too as well. But I do think you're right. You seem like you'd be fine with the books, smarts. And I think around that 8th grade, 9th grade math is where it starts to get a little tricky for people, I will say.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be fun though. And I'm open to ideas. I like that judgments idea too.
Judgments seemed really good too. I mean, for the puns alone, because after
I'll do the announcements one already, and then the commitments. But I like that judgments thing.
Judgments. It would be a hell of a T-shirt, regardless. Even if you just had it, because there was that one deal that again, PMT did something with Judge Jerry, so now Judgments would be a perfect, thing that they've already even tried to run before. But it would make the way that Tate put it in that blog would be awesome, because half the time it would be you explaining yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah. But there's something to speak to that. And I don't know. I mean, you've probably noticed it, but it seems like whenever you do have a low or you have like someone on your ass, you come out shining brighter than ever. Because, with the most recent one, you missed the initial pro day, right? Sponsored event because you were playing poker. And then that Friday, you and Clemmer dropped maybe the yak of all time.
I mean, that was a wild Friday, man. That was, I mean, I feel like it's like failing upward,
Yeah.
No, I feel like, I mean, and my life's kind of a testament to that because, not even just Barstool, every time really bad stuff happens to me, it somehow ends up being a blessing. It's not always in the short run, but things just always seem like they work out. I don't know. I'm very lucky in that.
It probably speaks a little towards like good people get what they deserve. And it seems like,
vibes.
For the 30 minutes and 30 seconds I've spoke to you already, man, it's like you seem like a very good dude, like just to talk to. And then what we see from the internet and from all your coworkers, you seem like a great fucking dude and a great time to be around. So it, like I said, good people get what's coming to them. That old saying, it kind of seems like you were just living proof of that. Because every time there's a slip up, it's like someone's there to catch you and push you further. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I mean, it's, a lot of that has to do with just having the right people in your corner. And I'm very, very lucky on that front. And, especially at Barstool with Big Cat. And, Big Cat's the reason I moved up here. He taught me to move to Chicago. And, the talk we had was very, candid. I mean, he was basically like, I need you up here. Like, this office is going to crush it. And he, the vibe was basically like, if you come up here, I'm going to take care of you. And he definitely has so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of that, you're in the Yak WWE video game. Did you see that yet?
Oh, well, am I really? I taped something that was funny today.
All right, so here, I'll break something to you. That'll be excellent then. So they did a wheel to see somebody had to play as Mintz. So one of the Yak guys, couldn't play as their own character. Who do you think the wheel landed on and has to play as you?
What, with the wheel being just?
Brandon Walker. Yeah. Brandon Walker cannot play with his own character. He has to play with Ben Mintz. The wheel is so just, dude. It's
That's
unbelievable.
That show is amazing. When is that one, Frankie? Friday?
Yeah, that'll come out Friday. You said you recorded something for it today, though, Mintzy?
Yeah, there's something real funny. I mean, I don't want to spoil
don't.
There was something.
As much as I would love for you to spoil something on Barstool Breakdown, please do not.
No,
for the love of God.
I have it up there in fine print. It seems like Viva's made this a thing too. It's like days since Mintz is Mintz again now. Reset the clock.
Last incident, yeah.
Last incident. I didn't see that one. That's really good. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
I have another maybe something that I owe you an apology for, Mintzy. So it was last year. I think this was last year during the March streams. Yeah, it was, because you were sitting next to Megan making money. She's the one that took the picture of you. There's a picture of you looking at your phone at a picture of yourself zoomed in.
No, that's funny. Yeah.
And Dave tweeted that and said, "Let him cook." Right. So that was me that replied the picture. So I apologize for that.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care, dude.
That image of you zoomed in on yourself that I took, it cracked me up. But yeah,
that's funny, dude. No, it's all fair game, man. The content world is the content world, and whatever gets clicks. And like I said, I don't take myself seriously. So
no, for sure.
Oh, perfect. Then this last question that I wrote down here will be a perfect not take seriously one. So when we had Nick Tarani on here, of course, we got to talking about some weird stuff because that's how Nick is. And we were talking about if you had a fifth limb and you were paralyzed from the neck down, you would be Ben Quince because you'd be a Quince. So I was wondering, if you did have a fifth limb, would you rather it be an arm or a leg, and where would you want it to come out of?
What?
You got to ask the weird ones, dude.
I guess.
I think I'd give up my left arm.
No, you're
adding one.
You're adding another limb. It could be an arm or a leg.
Adding a limb.
Yeah. And where would you want it to come out of?
You need like a chest arm, maybe?
I feel like moral magic right now.
I'm really floored by this one. I guess I want like a third arm so I could reach.
That's what.
I have no idea.
Maybe like one in the back. It's like a tail almost.
Yeah. Maybe like to reach behind me. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's actually good. Yeah, see, that's what he needed. I was thinking third arm, I was thinking like you, Jonathan, out the chest, but out the back would probably be best to reach.
Or like one that's like small enough right off your hip to reach under the car seat when you drop your keys or your phone or your vape under there. Mintzy, you quit vaping yet, or are you still chiefing?
I'm doing better. I've been off it the last few. It's a constant battle, but I've been off it lately. So
where's the garbage chute? Let's see it.
Yeah, we've been off it lately, so the last couple weeks. But
I have not, brother. I got to end up switching too, and I'm gonna end up doing Zen and convincing myself it's better when it's not. I had another thing for him. Oh shit! Now I'm losing with the idea. Go ahead, Frankie.
No, I was just gonna say I had a couple things just at the end, just like random, things for you, and I was gonna say, what are you most excited for in the future here? Because I know that you always got a bunch of stuff coming up, and I don't want you to spoil anything like too much here, but if you could give us something that's not going to get you in trouble, what would you be most excited for in the upcoming future here?
Oh, man, it's like my life right now, I'm getting pulled in so many directions that it's like kind of just a day-to-day thing at this point, because like my schedule is so crazy. I've got like SEC tourney in Nashville. Then I'm doing the week of March Madness, and I'm going to see my family in North Carolina for Easter. I got Hogs to Cause in New Orleans, which I love. Obviously, y'all seen that stuff the last few years.
Absolutely.
And then I got something fun coming with Ole Miss football too behind that. So I feel like my next 4 or 5 weeks are just so smoked and busy that it's like hard to almost look past it. But I'm really looking forward to my first summer in Chicago. Just getting to see what summer's like up here because I've heard so much about it. That'll be a lot of fun. College baseball is cranking up right now. I'm really looking forward to that. After the Final Four, you'll see me really, really crank that up. But yeah, man, I mean, it's weird, but it's just kind of a day-to-day thing because so much is going on. It's almost hard to look 3 or 4 months in the future, to be honest.
No, I hear you. That's good. That's good.
But it's a good
got
problem.
anything else,
Yeah,
Jonathan?
it's so busy.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, Dave said it. Like, if you're making content, that's what he's looking for. So it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, as long as you're making content and it's getting clicks. That's what he wants to see. So that's what you do.
And then I have one of my last questions here. What's the official verdict with the Wake Up Mintzy schedule? So it's
Okay.
2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
What's going on right now is just this Moody thing. My producer, doesn't work for Barstool and does it on the side, and he has a job in Louisiana. And so he can't be up here all the time. And to be honest, nobody else wants to produce it because of all the trouble I've gotten in. And so we're kind of like, that's kind of where we're at. It's going on next week, though.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, it's in the morning. Listen, it's like a 5-hour drive from Ohio. If you need a producer, I'll run down there. I'm learning Adobe like the back of my hand. I just got to learn you guys' equipment. We're good to go.
Right. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. I mean, if there ever is a live audience one, especially and whenever you have KB on,
I'm excited about that one.
That was my last question was, when is KB ever going to be on? Oh, yes.
No, the KB show is going to be fun.
That's good. I mean, he just got the wrestling match. You got to be careful. You see what he did to Stephen Shea on those things today?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Hardest I've laughed in a while. You got to get KB on here too. So make sure you let him know to come on here when he comes on your show.
Yeah, that's right. It seems to be a hard guy to get.
Yeah, no, I mean, KB's the man, though, dude. I'm excited about it. No, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited about everything. I feel like I got a lot of good momentum in life right now. And
right. Have you?
The Chicago move has been great, though. Like, that's the biggest thing. I'm really happy up here, and I know I made the right decision.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah, you say you're happy. It's got to be a big culture change from where you were to where you are.
And see, the thing is, the New York deal was so crazy because I moved up to New York in the middle of that pandemic when I didn't know anyone, and like moving up here when I'm already like entrenched in the company now, like this is like nothing compared to that. So, I mean, it's not, it's a lot different than New Orleans. I'm not saying it isn't, but like this is, as far as a move that's daunting, this is just nothing compared to the New York one.
Absolutely. I just have to ask, how do you get a plate of food at a reception before you notice you're not at the right one? That blew my mind. 15 minutes, Mintzy, you're just standing there.
Well, the thing is, the reason is because I was only going to know 4 people at the wedding reception I went to. And so I didn't expect to know anyone. The only people I knew at this wedding reception were my buddy was the groom. I knew his bride. I knew my buddy's dad. I knew his sister. That was it.
There was
I'm good.
Like no one who is this guy?
Yeah, but I guess my thing is too, like you just walked in the door. You didn't see they didn't have signs that were like Joel and whatever, and you were
I just walked in the door, and then when I went to sign the guest book was when I noticed it.
So I'm saying you walked by that door that had their names on it to begin with, and you didn't realize it first.
I didn't see any name. Yeah,
nice. All right. No, I'm just asking. I was
just walking around, dude. It was wild. It was funny.
I can imagine, dude. Your vibes, you were probably just bopping away, ready to go, man.
I didn't know anyone. I was just looking around, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, and then the last thing that I have is how many widespread panic shows have you been to?
Man, I'm at around 200. I don't know.
Around 200.
Shit.
Okay, and then for a guy I don't think I've ever listened to a song of theirs, and that's nothing to say to you guys or anything. So from they did this with you on the Yak, but if you could give a heartfelt reason why I should see widespread panic and how it could change or form me into living a better lifestyle, Mintzy, I would truly appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Well,
I need an awakening.
The thing with panic is it's you have to see the live show because that's the energy of it. It's gripping. And so people always ask me like, oh, how do I get into Panic? Like, give me a couple songs. I'm like, you got to go see them live and see the experience. And then you get into the music after that. It's like how it works. But man, dude, I mean, I just can't, like, I was bummed Chicago got canceled because one of the band guys was sick. So I was real upset to not get those Chicago theater hometown shows up here a few weeks ago. But you know what? There will be many more ahead. It looks like he's doing fine now. And, man, yeah, love Panic. It's like Popeye to spinach because I run a lot and I run to all those old concerts. And so instead of like dancing at a concert, I just run, and so it's like a little bit of a mental trick. And so like these Panic songs are like 8 and 10 minute jams. I'm like, oh, I'll run 5 songs and I'll run 5 miles. It's like a cool little mental trick that works for me. But man, I mean, I still just love it. I mean, it's just the energy. There's something about that energy in there that just grips me. And like Jimmy Herring's guitar, the energy that just radiates out of it. I don't know. It's like something. It's just like it gets me high. I don't know. It's great.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I was gonna say to you right after this, I was gonna say, give us a couple songs that we should listen to, but I
they
guess
do a lot of famous covers too. And so the thing is, the reason it's like people think it's so crazy, I go to so many, but they'll play like 3 nights in a row and they play no repeats. It's all totally different shows. And they'll play stuff with Neil Young or Rolling Stones or Tom Petty or The Doors. They have all their own stuff, and then they'll play like famous stuff too. And you just never know what's coming. It's awesome.
It's absolutely. I love the passion for it, and I love the passion and the energy that you give for it and towards them. We got to figure out the crowd surfing next time you go up there, though.
Panic don't do the crowd surfing. That Frasco, man, Andy Frasco.
Oh, that was Andy Frasco.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, Frasco, check him out too, man. That dude's a nutbag. He's a one of a kind.
You kind of sold me on Panic. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I'm thinking to myself,
dude. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking to myself, you're like, you can't really listen to songs. You got to go there live. I'm like, that's kind of a shitty, music act. You got to see them live to actually like them. And now all of a sudden, I'm like, damn, I kind of want to go see them live now.
Yeah, dude, you go live.
God damn, Mintzy, you're fucking salesman.
No, I mean, they got plenty of great songs, though. I don't want to sound like that.
No, I know what you mean.
It's just they're one of those bands that like you just got to go live.
Right.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
mushrooms.
complete sense. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are mushrooms required? I mean,
nothing's required. You can do whatever you want to do, man. The world.
Anything that helps you enjoy the show, I appreciate.
There you go, man.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot for you. I know you're a busy man. I appreciate you giving us the time.
Everything's good. I appreciate y'all having me on. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and
wake up
Mintzy back next week, and looking forward to Nashville. And like I said, just a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I appreciate y'all support.
Yeah, of course. If you ever get that live show, I'm first in the door. And I did have one last question before I say anything. When did you learn how to fast banana? When did you just discover?
I was yak. I just tried it a couple times and got good. It was just something I did well. I didn't know I could bob for apples either, and I killed that.
Okay, first of all, Mintzy, I don't know if you were bobbing. You were drowning for apples.
Yeah, that's what bobbing is. That's it.
You said you couldn't find your leverage, and then you just created leverage by putting your whole body in there. Like there's nowhere this fucking apple can go. But I respect it. It was awesome.
It was wild, man. That was crazy. Yak Pro Day.
In moments like that, do you look back at like the pictures and the clips and be like, "What the fuck?" That's how I
just laugh. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That Yak Pro Day was all time.
Yeah.
So many clips from that thing. Like my phone.
It was like so many. I mean, there were so many.
Viva is on alert.
It's got to be annual.
It is.
No doubt. There's no doubt. The amount of Viva alerts I was getting that day, and they were just all the same clips that I was already watching live on the Yak and just rewatching them. I was like, this is unbelievable stuff.
Well, you can say it's going to be annual now, but we also have to figure out what the hell's going to go on Barstool Unnamed tomorrow, because I know that Clemmer and
I don't think I'm in the firing line on this.
No.
You're good.
It seems to be Clemmer and New York focus is what we're going to get.
Clemmer, that was wild when he said like New York is. He was dude. I mean, he just
like you can't say you're a rudderless ship. Like no, you're not. You got all the talent in the world there.
Saying it to KFC.
Tough. Yeah, I know. I thought that was wild. I'm not here to start any drama in the New York office, but I was surprised he said it in front of KFC and Fights.
No, as was I. And I what's crazy is I don't think KFC took it as a slight, and he kind of should.
I don't think so either.
But we'll save that for our portion of the show. We don't want to get you caught up in anything. We'll talk all our our stoolie drama shit that we need to on the outside. So thanks again, Mintzy.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You're a legend, king of the South. And that we've had them both on. We could probably rank them. I'll put out like a ranking of like, you know, people from the South we've had on the pod or something, and we'll decide which one's the king. But we appreciate you, brother, and we appreciate your time.
All right, y'all take it easy, boys.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed the interview with Mintzy. Hopefully you learned a couple things there. I could totally understand now why KFC and Fights put this little clip in there, because like Jonathan said earlier, we've had 5,000+ views in the last couple of videos, and we have about 600 subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, let us know who you want to see in the comments. People have been hitting us up. We're trying to hit them up as well, trying to see who you want to see interviewed, stuff like that. So got anything else, Jonathan?
No, nothing to add. Mintzy, a hell of a guy. It was great to talk to him. We get, you know, he's probably still thinking about where he put his third arm. But yeah, like Frankie said, like and subscribe. I can't fucking speak. I'm losing my mouth. Like and subscribe. Shout out Stu. We're ready to roll, and it's always good to be on the Barstool Breakdown.
Absolutely. Viva.
It's the Barstool Breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me. Breakdown. Let's listen to those guys. Breakdown. What's happening at Barstool this week? Breakdown. It's ball time. It's ball